In this video, I'm going to talk to you about exponential growth and how to demonstrate how to draw graphs using Microsoft Excel. Go to the Internet of Things topic on Moodle and scroll down to Lesson 2. The resource you will need is this one, L2 Exponential Growth Task Spreadsheet Excel. Please open that spreadsheet, and this is what it looks like when you open it. It's a big grid of little boxes. And for this demonstration, we're going to look at what exponential growth looks like. So in order to get started, click on the box which is in column D in row 3. We call that D3, or that's known as its cell reference. In that cell, I want you to type the following formula. Equals, I want you to click the box to the left, which happens to be called C3, and I want you to times that by pressing the asterisk button on your keyboard by 2. Oh, apologies, I've made a typo. Let's change that. I just want to type 2. Press enter, and you can see that obviously 1 times 2 is 2. And I want you to repeat that process for at least the next few boxes. So the next one is equals, and we want the one to the left of it, which is D3. And I want you to press times again, and we're going to keep timesing them by 2 each time. So equals, the one to the left of it, times 2. And you'll notice as you go up, every time the fact that you're clicking on the one to the left, the column letter goes up by 1 because you're referring to the box to the left, which is in the row to the left of it. So the next one, obviously after this one, will be F3 times 2. So let's try it. Equals, we click on the box, F3 times 2. I mean, you could manually type it. You can actually manually type those. So it's equals G3 times 2, and so on and so on and so on. We could write that all the way up until we get to 10, but I'm just going to stop at 6 for now. So this is how you draw your graph. You highlight all the boxes, not by click. You have to make sure when you highlight you don't click on the edges, because that means to move, and you don't click on the bottom right hand corner, because that means to copy and paste. We'll talk about that later. So all you do is you highlight the boxes. I'm going to go from 1 to 6. Which of course is doubling on every single square, and we go insert. We want a line graph on this occasion, or apologies, my bad, we want a scatter. It looks like a load of dots drawn on the chart like this. Insert scatter. So you press the little down arrow, and the one we want is joined up dots, and the joined up dots is this one here. So we can just use that one for our little example. So we can pop that graph there. And I'm just going to stick it over on the left because we're going to put some more charts over here. The couple of things that are missing from your chart are axis titles, and we need to set the title correctly. So we press plus, and we put in, on this occasion, axis titles. And the axis titles are as follows. The x-axis is the number of doubling, or let's just say box. And the y-axis, the one on the side, is, I've written wheat on each square, so I'll continue, but I think in the activity I said rice, but it doesn't matter. I'll put wheat on each square. The title, of course, is going to be, I did the first 6, so I'll just write first 6. And what you notice about this graph is it kind of ramps up like this. By the time you get to the 6th square, you're actually getting 32 grains of rice or grains of wheat on it. So that's quite a large amount that you get there in terms of the way the scale is increasing. The next activity I want you to try is carry that on to 10 and draw another graph next to it that goes next to it here. And I want you to think about how the graph changes. And if you're feeling very adventurous, I want you to go up to 20, which would carry on all the way up to there. So I want the one up to 6 there. We'll have up to 6. And then around about here, I want you to draw another graph that goes up to 10. And then around about here, if you've got time, if you're faster than your peers, I want you to try the one that goes up to 20. Remember to put your axis titles on, and I want you to look at the difference in the graph, how it changes each time. You should notice quite a considerable difference as the doublings keep increasing, and the graph will look very different, the line that you draw.